All right, it's episode 24 of the franchise. If this was a season of 24, this would be the season finale. Let's do it.
I like that. Nice.
Kiefer be taking down some terrorists right about now.
Right. Mm-hmm. But he's not. Unfortunately, Kiefer couldn't take down the director of this movie or the creator.
No, and 24 is not on anymore. Right now, he's the president on Designated Survivor. Better World. Okay. This week we'll be covering Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, as well as Austin Powers and Goldmember, and I'll be your host, Daniel Ehrenberg.
And I'll be your co-host, Henry Papali.
All right, let's do it. Mike Myers, he made a pretty decent comedy, then he made some pieces of shit. This first one, The Spy Who Shagged Me. Directed by Jay Roach. He's back. We already talked about him last week. Yep. Mike Myers wrote it. This time he's got a guest writer, co-writer. You familiar with this guy?
No.
Michael McCullers.
Yeah.
He was an SNL guy at the time. He went on to do Undercover Brother. That's not a bad movie. Yeah, I hear you snorting.
I didn't see it, so okay.
Yeah. And he then wrote and directed Baby Mama, which is not even close to as good as Undercover Brother.
Okay.
That movie's so boring. You ever see Baby Mama?
Nope.
I saw it in theaters, man.
Why would I have seen Baby Mama?
Because for a while there, like when 30 Rock was like in its prime, I was like, I'll follow Tina Fey.
Oh, yeah,
anywhere.
okay, sure, yeah.
But she's never made a good movie. She's never been in a good movie, not once.
No, I agree.
Admission was a piece of shit. Date Night sucked.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Sisters, that's probably the only watchable one. That one was not terrible.
That had a funny scene in the Korean nail salon. That was the only time I laughed. And
I laughed a couple times at the party stuff.
I turned it off.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. Who cares? This guy wrote Date Night and directed
it.
All right. All right. Released June 8th, 1999. Huge release. I saw it in theaters twice.
So did I. Twice?
Yeah.
Well, you were a kid. It's okay.
I was 13. It was a very anticipated movie for me. And it was a big deal. They promoted the fuck out of it, I remember.
I remember. Yeah.
The box office, $33 million. So, like, over double what the first one cost.
Right. But you mean you meant to say budget.
Did I say box office?
Yeah.
No. Budget, $33 million. And the box office, I mean, didn't matter that they doubled the budget because it made $312 million. Massive, gigantic hit. Yeah.
For a comedy, man, that's wow.
Yeah. It was number 4 in box office for the year.
Wow. And 99 was a great year for film.
Yeah, we covered 99 when we did The Matrix.
Yeah, that's right.
That was number 5 in box office. So Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, made slightly more money than The Matrix.
That's fucking crazy.
Do you remember what 3, 2, 1 are?
Nope.
Number 3, Toy Story 2. Number 2, The Sixth Sense.
Oh, yeah.
And number 1, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom
Menace. Of course.
And you know that because there are 1,000 Star Wars references in Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me for no reason. Yeah. The only reason was it came out the same summer as Star Wars, so they thought it would be fun to make fun of Star Wars.
God. Yeah.
What's a better movie, Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, or Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace?
Austin Powers.
You think so?
Because I laughed and...
I laughed at Phantom Menace.
No, all right, I'll tell you. That's a very good question, and it's a great thing for this podcast. I think Austin Powers is... Oh, God, I can't believe I'm actually saying this. Maybe I shouldn't say it. Well, okay, I think it's better in that when I remember that year, okay? I was in college, and both movies I saw in the theater, but Star Wars I was so excited about, and this is, pre-knowing about George Lucas's fucked up ethos about ethos about the technology and the digital, and like I didn't know, none of us, I should say us collectively, were really prepared for what a fucking piece of shit it was going to be. And so that was, I guess, such a disappointment that in retrospect Austin Powers was better. Now, I was equally hateful towards Austin Powers when I saw it because I was 21 and I actually paid money to see it, and I hated it too. But now, after rewatching it, I do have to say, I think, and we will eventually come to it, but when I rewatch Phantom Menace, I can't imagine it's going to be any kind of joyful experience. And at least for Spy Who Shagged Me, I did laugh several times. All, of course, as I probably gave away last week, all the Dr. Evil stuff. So I'm going to give Spy Who Shagged Me better than Phantom Menace. What about you?
Phantom Menace is a better movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Duel of the Fates at the end of Phantom Menace and really the last, 20 minutes of the Phantom Menace are better than anything in Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me.
I don't even remember, so yeah.
Look, they're both terrible, but
right.
I feel like Phantom Menace has a reason to exist.
Yeah. Besides money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Spy Who Shagged Me, it's just the same fucking jokes as the first movie.
Right.
And just worse.
Yeah.
It's like we compared the first movie to a Saturday Night Live sketch.
Mm.
And the second movie, it's like when they do that sketch again, where it's like, oh, it's the exact same format as the first sketch. Mm. Oh, we're just gonna Oh, they're saying swing again. Okay. Gilly.
Oh Lord.
For the umpteenth time. Okay.
Yeah, actually, you're right about the Star Wars thing too. Because at first I forgot what you're talking about, and then I'm looking at my notes, and that was my first note. I wrote Star Wars intro. And,
it opens on
long credits,
a scroll.
Yeah,
like the Star Wars films, and the only reason for that is because Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Now the production values are a lot higher in this movie. They got Roland Emmerich's director of photography.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. 1 year before doing Austin Powers: The Spy Who Shagged Me, this guy was DPing Godzilla.
Another piece of shit, but
I love it.
I know you do.
You
love Roland Emmerich, and I love that you love him.
I do. He's one of my
favorite things. Yeah.
Yeah. This movie was nominated for an Oscar.
I saw that.
Best makeup.
Yeah.
It lost to Mike Lee's Topsy Turvy. Hilariously.
That's great. I actually love Topsy Turvy. Makeup for Topsy. Okay. Yeah. Well, it does a lot of operas, so okay.
Yeah. That's probably what it's for.
A lot of makeup happening there.
Yeah, that also might be the kind of movie where they wanted to give it something,
Right. Yeah. I think it was up I don't remember, but I think Topsy Turvy was up for a bunch more.
Probs.
More. Yeah.
Austin Powers: The Spy Who Shagged Me also had a massive popular soundtrack, because this was still during that era. We talked about this with The Matrix too, where soundtracks were king. Mm. 2 hit singles from it. One
Madonna, right?
Yeah, one of them was the original Madonna composition, "Beautiful Stranger," which has a music video that is directed by my nemesis, Brett Ratner.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
I remember the video.
Austin Powers is in it.
Yeah, I remember.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know Brett Ratner was in it. We still haven't told that story.
I still want to wait till we do a Brett Ratner.
Okay.
Movie. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, I got to confess something to you, buddy. I like that song.
It's not a bad song.
I think it's a nice song.
It's a better James Bond song than Die Another Day.
You got that right. That's a really good point. Why? Jesus, Madonna.
Yeah.
For the fucking parody, you write a better composition than for the actual
Yeah,
thing.
she wasted
Jesus
her James Bond
Christ.
song on the satire.
Oh my God, that never occurred to me. Oh my God, right? Because Die Another Day. That's before she started doing, or no, probably not before she started doing like the Cher voice clipping. But
No,
like
she
that
was still doing. She was starting that.
Yeah. But,
No, she was doing that even in '99 because that's when that album Music came out. Remember?
Yeah, no, that's what I said. That's why I revised.
Music makes
Right.
the people
God.
come together.
Oh,
Yeah.
Madonna, we hardly knew ye.
Yeah, for sure. The other big hit off of the Austin Powers Spy Who Shagged Me soundtrack, of course, Lenny Kravitz's cover of American Woman by the Guess Who.
Fucking horrible.
Yeah, so bad.
I remember hating that when it came out, and I was way more of a fucking music snob back then than I am now. Now I'm like a much more open-hearted, believe it or not, open-hearted man who, you know, okay, all right, they're trying a cover. Back then I was like, no! And then when I heard it again, I was
fucking Guess Who or like Sacrosanct?
Not sacrosanct.
Sacrosanct, you're right.
I'm glad I had ethos and you had sacrosanct.
Sure.
No, they're not at all, but it's a great song, I think. And but no, it doesn't even matter if it's a great song. It's a fucking horrific cover. Like, it's terrible. And so I was if I'm praising Madonna and ripping Lenny Kravitz, no, there's not much to that, is there?
Yeah, but right around here, Lenny Kravitz, I could listen to some of the real early Lenny Kravitz.
Me too, right? Me
but
too.
But this was like when he was making his big swing for the pop fences.
Right.
Like, I think American Woman was his follow-up single to, I want to get away.
Oh,
I want to
man.
fly away.
All right, it's better than that. Anything is better than that song. That's one of the worst songs ever written.
Yeah, it also belongs to my least favorite genre of music, songs where people want to spread their wings and fly.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Yeah.
I don't want you to spread your wings.
It's the worst cliche.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's get into it. Austin Powers, Spy Who Shagged Me.
For fuck's sake.
The premise of this one... Good fucking God. I mean...
Thanks, Chris.
Fuck you, Chris. And they, Alright. So Dr. Evil, he's back. And,
thank God.
He's got Mini-Me in tow now. We already talked about Vern Troyer last week and how it's an Island of Dr. Moreau reference, which is clever in theory.
Yeah.
He goes back in time to 1967? 9? Yeah, because it's got to be a 69 joke.
Right.
And,
right.
Yeah. And what he does is he sneaks into he has Fat Bastard, new character, played by Mike Myers. We'll talk about him in a second. Fat Bastard sneaks into the Department of Defense and finds Austin Powers' cryogenically frozen body and steals his mojo, which comes in the form of a purple liquid that is excised with a hypodermic needle from Austin's cock. That's right.
Yeah, baby, yeah!
I've lost my mojo. Yeah. This happens to Austin while in the present day he's banging the chick from Third Rock from the Sun. And,
Ivana hump a lot.
Yeah, Ivana hump a lot. Hilarious. And he loses his heart on and can't fuck her anymore.
Right.
Although, I like that. Remember I was complaining that it's too sexy for such a cartoonish character?
Yeah.
I do like that we cut to Austin mid-sex, and it's characterized. He just has a bunch of lipstick kisses all over him.
Yeah.
That's the kind of sex Austin Powers should be having, I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, point one for this movie, I guess. So he loses his mojo. He has to go back in time to 1969 to get it back from Dr. Evil. And that's the movie. So, in the first movie, he's a guy from the 60s, the swinging 60s, coming to present day, where he's a fish out of water.
Real Captain America thing going on.
Sure. Now he's going back to the 60s in this one. And most of the movie takes place in 1969. It's exactly the same sort of structure as the Crocodile Dundee series. Where in the first one, he's an Australian who comes to America, and the second one, he goes back to Australia.
Not as funny as Crocodile Dundee.
Spy Who Shagged Me is about as funny as Crocodile Dundee 2.
Oh, I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the first one. I don't remember the second one very much. Yeah.
The first
we'll
one
get to it.
Nominated for a screenplay Oscar, I believe.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think I brought that up because that came up in something we covered because of the year or something,
probably
right?
a Superman movie or something.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you got?
Okay. Fat Bastard.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about Fat Bastard. He's the new character. The thing with this series is each movie, Mike Myers gets a new character. So in the first one, he's playing two characters. Now we've got a third in this one. He's Fat Bastard. And Fat Bastard is an enormous Scottish fellow, which gives Mike Myers a chance to do the one character Mike Myers does, which is Scottish guy.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. He loves doing that Scottish accent. I'm going to throw this out there now because this is pre me shitting on everything. I love when
Fat Bastard does in this film.
Yeah, exactly. I love his Scottish character in
So I Married an Axe Murderer. Sure. His he plays his own dad.
And it's funny.
Best line of that movie is when he makes the kid get out of the he's like in the way of the television.
Right.
And he makes him leave because his head is too big. He's obscuring the television. And he runs away, and Mike Myers says, he'll go cry himself to sleep on that enormous pillar of his.
He'll go cry himself to sleep on his huge pillar.
Yeah.
Heath, move your head. It's like Sputnik. And the one-liners keep flying, and it's hysterical.
Yeah.
My other favorite Scottish Mike Myers is, I don't know if you remember this sketch, Daniel, but do you remember in Saturday Night Live he owned a store? And every time, he was just a Scottish man who owned all things Scottish. And anytime anyone opened the door played a bagpipe that like faded into an awful sound. So like anytime anyone would open it, it'd be like, and then anyone who would try to buy something, he would say, if it's not Scottish, it's crap. Do you remember that sketch at all?
I don't remember the sound effect thing, but I remember that line.
Yeah. Okay, that was funny. Okay.
So now he's doing a Scottish guy.
Got it over with now. I got it out of the way.
The whole
purpose...
This
is not funny.
The whole purpose of this character is they get to make fat jokes because he's fat. And he gets to do his Scottish accent. That's it. That's the whole character.
That's it.
Did you find anything about that character funny?
Nope. I didn't laugh one time for that. Not at all. You know it's bad when the Jerry Springer sequence at the beginning, I laughed.
I didn't.
I did, yeah. I was embarrassed at laughing at it, but I did. I thought it was funny. Yeah. I guess I love Dr. Evil so much that he's the only redeeming part of the movie, and so almost any scene he was in, I was fucking latching on to it. And but Fat Bastard, no, not one.
I laughed once at Fat Bastard.
Did you?
Yeah.
What?
When he sung the Chili's Baby Back Ribs song.
That's not. Okay.
That made me laugh.
Then I don't feel so bad about Jerry Springer.
Okay. It's not as funny as in The Office when Steve Carell and Tim Meadows sing the Chili's Baby Back Rib song.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 straight episodes with a Tim Meadows reference. How about that? Let's keep that streak going.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, I'm sure he'll come up next week.
Okay, so the Chili's Baby Back Ribs theme song brings me to how many fucking instances of product placement are in this movie. Because this is an enormous summer release. And, man, did New Line Cinema cash in on this thing.
I was going to ask you a question about that.
Mm-hmm.
When I was watching this, I was remembering with astute clarity when this came out. Like, have we on this podcast covered anything that had been such kind of an obscure cult thing and then turned into, by the next film, such a fucking monster?
I think there's a little bit of that with The Matrix, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Okay. But I guess by The Matrix, by definition, The Matrix couldn't do such a cash-in. But like
the first one was way more successful than the first Austin Powers movie, but it was a surprise hit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But like this, I forgot how much. Like, I mean, what I mean is, like, when the first one came out, I didn't even fucking remember it at all. I never saw it. I didn't think about it. I never even heard of it. And then by the second one, I was right there with everyone else, like, on that train.
Yeah, and it's only 2 years later.
Right. And, like, I was on that train, like, oh, my God, Austin Powers coming out. Let's go see it. Oh, it's hysterical. And by the, and in the movie, it's just, like, already knowing itself being so huge. And it's just, like, I was wondering if there was anything we'd covered that had happened because we cover franchises. I was wondering if was this the biggest leap into, like, the massive territory of knowing itself.
Yeah, I think it's one of the biggest ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they sold out harder than, The Offspring. And it's fine.
The Offspring.
Here's what I got in terms of product placement, and I didn't even write everything down. Okay, you ready? America Online is back. And that is because New Line Cinema is now an AOL Time Warner company.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Austin is driving his Jaguar.
Right.
And at the end of the movie, you can see promotional consideration paid by Jaguar.
Oh.
What else? He flies Virgin in this movie.
Okay, all right.
And at one point also goes to a club which is located next to a Virgin megastore.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Starbucks, right?
Yeah, Dr. Evil's headquarters is in a Starbucks that is in the Seattle Space Tower for some reason.
Well, Seattle, it's like a hipster joke, right? An early hipster joke.
Well, I know Starbucks comes from Seattle, but I don't know why it's in the Space Tower. That would be like an Outback Steakhouse that's like in the Sydney Opera House or something.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, I don't know.
I guess it's a fun visual. Whatever. At one point, a girl has her hand. It looks like her hand's on Austin's butt. And then he says, "Get your hands off my hiney, baby." And she pulls her hand off and she's holding a Heineken. Yeah.
Boy.
The worst beer.
I like Heineken.
Horrible. Fat Bastard sings the Chili's song, of course.
Right.
There are multiple Hot Pockets references.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
I didn't write any of these down. So
there's so much. I
yeah,
mean,
that's why I didn't
that
write
might
it.
be everything I wrote down. I think I just got like bored at a certain point and stopped
Right.
because that's all like in the first half of the movie.
Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hop on the good foot and do the bad thing.
Yeah. Okay, now I want to talk about how disgusting this movie is.
Okay. I'm with you.
Because we've added fat bastards, so there's lots of farts.
Ugh.
There's more farts than in a Medea film. I say film. No, some of those are films.
No, they're not.
Diary of a Mad Black Woman, I think, right? That was an indie.
Oh, God.
Okay, it's just sex and poop jokes. That's the whole movie.
It's scatologic. It's Mike Myers doing what he truly loves, I guess, which is scatological humor. Just through and through. Just given carte blanche, or should I say shit blanche, to do whatever he wants with this. And it just goes on and on and on.
They find a stool sample of Fat Bastard
Oh.
at one point, and Austin drinks it by accident because they put it right next to the coffee maker.
Oh, God. Yeah, I was trying to forget about that scene. Yeah.
It's not even gross because it just looks like chocolate milk.
Yeah.
Like it's like they poured Yoo-hoo into a thing, and it's like it's supposed to be disgusting because they call it poop.
Yeah, any kind of cleverness is just gone because that's what scatological humor is. Like in lieu of being of ingenuity, it's just like, well, when you can make shit jokes and all that kind of stuff, you don't have to be clever anymore.
And those are the original jokes in the movie. Like the jokes that were written for this film are poop jokes or sex jokes, and then every other joke is just redoing a joke from the first movie.
Right.
There's one scene where they do twice in a row jokes from the first movie. First, Dr. Evil, instead of saying $1 million and everyone's laughing at him, he goes, "Why make trillions when you can make billions?" And everyone laughs at him.
Yeah.
And then that's immediately followed up by the sequence where he does zip it instead of shush.
Right. I still laughed.
You laughed.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know, man.
The only good part of any of those scenes is fucking Seth Green. Just giving his all.
Right.
Giving his all in both of these movies, by the way.
Yeah.
And
I didn't like where they made him go for the third
Me neither,
one.
but he's trying hard.
Yeah, I agree. So it's still fun. Look, Dr. Evil is fucking funny. So it's a funny character. So, like, what they write for him still makes me laugh.
How'd you feel about Mini-Me?
Not much. It's not that funny. I mean, it's besides the Dr. Moreau thing that you mentioned, it's obviously also it's taken from The Man with the Golden Gun because he has knick-knack. When Roger Moore's nemesis, played by Christopher Lee, Scaramanga, he has a little midget. He has that guy who killed him.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, the guy who killed himself.
Sure. He's the random task of that movie.
Right. He's called Knick-Knack, and so that's where they got this. And no, it's not fun. He's not funny. I mean, nothing against Vern Troyer. It's just not.
I've got plenty against Vern Troyer. That guy's
all right. Okay. Yeah, I know. His life's bad enough. I didn't want to. No,
he got rich off of these stupid movies. He's fine. He's doing all right. He's got a normal-sized lady.
Does he? Yeah.
I told you. I saw him on Wife Swap.
Right. Hines Ward's, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's not funny, though. I mean, what'd you think of Mini-Me?
He's terrible.
Yeah. It's not funny.
No,
not in any way. I agree.
Well,
but you still didn't
cookies. That's funny.
Right. But you still didn't think you didn't laugh at any Dr. Evil stuff?
Probably I did because I did laugh at The Spy Who Shagged Me a few times, whereas I didn't. I think I laughed once watching Goldmember.
Right.
Spy Who Shagged Me, I laughed a couple times, but really not much.
I'll tell you one thing that I was wrong about. I had, and I think we talked about this on the prior episode, but I thought Heather Graham was fine.
she. Oh look!
No.
You're giving
like,
her some rope because she looks great.
No, I mean yes, but no. She's having a good time. I remembered her as being awful, and that's not fair because it's an awful movie. I mean, so like.
She's not awful, but she's
she's
so
fine.
horribly underwritten. She's just there to laugh at Austin's jokes. Her character arc in the movie, which she says outright, is I thought I wanted to be you, and now I realize I just want to be with you.
Right.
It's terrible.
By the way, I don't mean to keep saying right like it's a Dr. Evil thing. I noticed I'm saying that.
Mike Myers cannot write women at all.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Even in So I Married an Axe Murderer.
That's true. That's right. They're very like stereotype girlfriendy, like threatening thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all he can do. Yeah. That's good. True point. Yeah. But that was my takeaway was Heather Graham. I was like, she's good. She's fine.
She's all right. She plays a character named Felicity Shagwell.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing wrong with that. That's what they're named in Bond movies.
Every girl in this movie is named something like that. We already mentioned Ivana Hump a lot. There's a character at one point who says, "My name is Robin Swallows," and then she says, "My maiden name was Spitz."
Right.
Which gives Mike Myers the classic line, "So which is it, baby? Spitz or Swallows?"
Oh, Mike Myers. Yeah. I mean, I don't know with the names because, like, James Bond, they're all over the place. I mean, there's, Plenty O'Toole and Holly Goodhead, and, I mean, they're not even stretching it. I mean, it's really not that much of a stretch, so I don't really want to pick on that, but it's fine with me if you do.
It's just everyone.
Yeah.
There's usually one in a James Bond movie.
Yeah, one or two. Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a terrible movie. Here's some sex jokes. Here's some more sex jokes. I got some.
All right.
All right. How about, we get a great reprise of we can't see Austin's cock. Right? He's walking around the hotel naked and the opening credits keep obscuring his dick.
Right.
That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
There's a scene where Dr. Evil bangs Frau Farbissina to Let's Get It On.
That's awful.
Yeah, I don't like any joke in a movie where the whole joke is, look how ugly she is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Felicity, Heather Graham bangs Fat Bastard.
That is just, I mean, I couldn't even look at the screen.
It's repulsive.
I mean, it's so repulsive, and it's like, there's almost like where you're thinking, like, there's that line that needs to be drawn even in comedy, and, like, it's not drawn at all. Like, it's just so fucking repulsive. I mean, besides not being funny, I'm sure it's funny to a certain demographic. I don't know who, thankfully, but it is just, it's unwatchable, right?
Yes.
There are sex scenes in Friday the 13th with more tenderness.
She shoves a tracking device up his asshole.
Oh.
That's how they get the stool sample, because he shits it out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Here, there's.
We can transition right into Goldmember, man.
No, wait. I've got more sex jokes. They're in a tent, and the shadow makes it look like Felicity is shoving or pulling stuff out of his butt. That's very funny. Mm-hmm. And there's,
I I think I went to take a piss during that scene because I knew it would go on forever, and it did.
They do the Dr. No beach thing where Ursula Andress comes out of the water in the bikini. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So
I know it, of course.
So they have Heather Graham do that, and then of course Austin comes out and he's also wearing a bikini.
Yeah.
There's Dr.
Well, you really took notes here.
Dr. Evil's spaceship looks like a dick and balls.
Oh, which leads to that big long joke about the look, it's a bun, and it's a bun, right?
Yeah. It looks like a giant pole or something. Yeah. And they keep cutting away.
Cue celebrity cameos.
Yeah, I counted David Koechner, Willie Nelson, Jeff Garlin, Jennifer Coolidge, Fred Willard, and Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of improv geniuses and Willie Nelson. I mean, it's just awful. It's
Shameless.
just an awful movie. I mean, I wrote when I started this, I didn't want to take that many notes, and I was like, well, I'll just take notes on product placement, sex jokes, and shit jokes, and I have pages of notes.
Yeah, I don't, because I wrote like a couple of things I thought were funny, which I've already said. And
I laughed at the thing where Robin Swallows keeps getting shot by different weapons, and then and then like after every time, like her face is getting like blown off, and she says, "I'll get you, Powers," and he just goes, "Why won't you die?"
Yeah,
that made me laugh.
Okay,
yeah, that's one thing.
I'm glad it didn't make me laugh, but I'm glad it made you laugh.
It made me laugh, and I mean, that's really all I got, man.
I got a superhero count.
I've got a franchise crossover.
Ooh. Well, let me do mine first.
Okay.
First of all, I'm not going to get into the previous movie because all those people carried over, so we already know that. So listen to the other episode, okay, folks? So my superhero count here was added 1. We got a Mystique. Rebecca Romijn.
Oh, that's true. She plays herself, huh?
Yep. She's Mystique. So there you go. And she had already played Mystique, so it's a real, like, true superhero count, like how I envisioned my count going from the start. So there you go.
She had not already played Mystique.
Yes, she had.
The first X-Men movie came out in 2000.
You are correct. That was a year before.
I knew she couldn't have played Mystique because she's playing herself in this movie in like a cameo.
I don't know why I had that. You know, I'm conflating Goldmember in this, and I'm thinking like, oh well, wait, that was 2002. So for a second I was thinking this was 2000. No, you're right. So she's a year away from being in X-Men. Correct. Okay, fine, but still, it's a superhero count. So I got Rebecca Romijn.
Franchise crossover.
Yeah, what?
Heather Graham.
Okay.
She played fake Drew Barrymore in the movie within the movie of Scream 2.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
How about that?
Yeah, good call.
Yeah.
Good call. You have an MVP and an LVP for this?
Oh, man. Well, what's your rating out of 5?
I'm giving this movie 2.
I am too.
Oh, I was really expecting a 1.
Oh, well, I have to give Goldmember a 1. Like, as bad as Spy Who Shagged Me
is... That's right.
Like, it is noticeably better than Goldmember.
That's right. That's why I gave it. And I gave it 2 stars because, really, it's Dr. Evil made me laugh. I think if you take Dr. Evil out of the movie, I'm at 1 or 0 or minus. But he made me laugh, so... And you're right. It's so much better. Yeah. So there you go. But I do have an MVP and an LVP.
Okay, who's your MVP?
Well, it's a tie. It is Dr. Evil, the character, and then Heather Graham.
Okay.
And my LVP is Fat Bastard.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah. My MVP is Tim Robbins as the President of the United States.
What a cough out. Oh, man.
Man, I'm looking over my notes. There's even terrible shit that I didn't even say.
Well, it's okay. We could carry it over into the next movie.
Will Ferrell's back in blackface.
Right.
At doing the exact same joke as in the first one. There's another record scratch, which I shit on in the last movie, in the Dr. No beach scene.
Right.
And how about, the laziest joke in a movie that you could possibly do is to just have a character break out in song if it's not an original song, just like singing. Like, it's funny. It'd be funny to see this character sing this song.
Yeah.
And so there's that scene where Dr. Evil performs One of Us by Joan Osborne, who I've seen live twice by accident.
By accident twice?
Yes.
What happened? How?
I went to a music festival, and she performed between Dishwalla and Marcy Playground. And then I was dragged. I had an ex-girlfriend who was a big Deadhead.
Oh, man.
So she took me to see Phil Lesh and Friends.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And
that's worse than anything we've said.
Yeah, and Joan Osborne was one of the friends.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And you didn't even have, like, the second time you didn't even get to, like, I like sex and candy, yeah.
No.
Who's that knocking? Yeah. Oh, boy.
Don't sing if you don't even know the words.
What is it? Who's that sitting in my chair?
Rockin', and I don't remember. Yeah, okay, so they also performed just the Will Smith version of Just the Two of Us, which had come out like a year earlier. Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
From his album Big Willie Style.
God.
Oh, just a reminder, Henry, we are still in the millennium.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah.
He is the man.
We are 16 years deep into the millennium. I just wanted to remind you of that.
Just a reminder, Dan. Never liked Will Smith. Didn't like him then. Still not a fan now.
I liked him then, man.
I didn't like him. I mean, nothing against him personally, or maybe it is. I don't know. I never fell into that whole thing. Yeah.
It was diminishing returns with Will Smith, man. Because, like, he was in good... I love DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Okay, all right. Okay,
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was a good show.
All right.
6 Degrees of Separation is good.
Yeah, it is.
The ID4, great movie. Which, by the way, there's a clip from in Austin Powers' The Spy Who Shagged Me.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't there also a Jerry Maguire reference? Like Dr. Evil says, "Show me the money."
Yep.
Hilarious. And what else? Men in Black. The first one's pretty good, right? I haven't seen it.
Yeah. All right. Jesus.
Wiki Wild. Wiki Wild.
No. I'm not going to give you that. Okay, all right. Sorry, Will Smith. You're right. There's
man.
You have some good in your.
You had a run. I think it was around Ali where I was out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah.
That's not also actually. I even have to say that's not entirely his fault. Yeah.
No, it's not. We'll talk more about Will Smith when we cover MIB and ID4 in the franchise.
Hopefully that won't be for a few years, but
we got to do ID4 soon.
Not soon.
What else? Has he been in other franchises? I feel like he must be.
Well, oh boy.
Never did a sequel to Hitch, huh?
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, that's the sequel to Hitch? That's weird.
I think it is. Yeah.
It took a big turn.
It was a turn, but I actually remember liking iRobot. Is that a wrong opinion?
I hated iRobot, but I was also on a very strange date at the time. That might have influenced my opinion.
Okay. Yeah. I like that.
I hated I Am Legend.
Yeah.
I got in a fight with a guy at that movie, too.
Oh!
Yeah. Called my girlfriend the C word.
Ooh. Oh, my God. You did or he did?
No, he did.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
You did, yeah.
Because I think she shushed him or something. And he was like, I'll talk if I want, you cunt, or something.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it was rough.
Wow!
Yeah, that was my experience watching
That's
I Am
enough
Legend.
to soil. Wow!
And that's why I don't go to fucking theaters anymore, because I don't need to be dealing with that shit.
Yeah. I like. Yeah, no, that's a good reason. That's enough reason right there. My lord. Or like when you really liked when I told you about how I saw The Lobster a few months ago in theaters, and when it was over, the guy behind me said to his wife, "That's why I don't fucking. You want to see a movie, you got to go see Money Monster. That's a fucking movie. That's a fucking movie. George Clooney and Jodie Foster. That's a fucking movie. What the fuck is this shit?"
It's a great movie, The Lobster.
Yeah, it was a great movie, but I was alone in thinking that.
Yeah, that happens. Should we talk about Austin Powers in Goldmember?
Yeah. Oh, is he in Goldmember? I didn't remember.
Who? Oh, Austin Powers. Yeah. Jay Roach is back. Myers is writing with this McCullers fella again. Released July 26th, 2002.
And I fucking saw this in the theater too. I knew better though. At this point, I was a smart moviegoer. What was I doing?
It was exciting. I knew Austin Powers.
God, I was 24 years old. What the fuck was I doing?
Yeah, what were you doing? Dude.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was still, 14 when this movie
came
out?
but you would have been
16. Yeah, even that's a little too old.
No, I still forgive you. I don't forgive myself. I don't know what I was doing.
Actually, I was turning 16 only 5 days after this movie came out.
When did it come out?
July 26th, 2002.
And I had just turned 24 5 days prior.
There you go. Now everyone knows our birthdays, so you have no excuses. Tweeted us on our birthdays.
There you go.
Budget of $63 million, very high.
Really high budget.
Yeah, but still a hit. Box office 296.7. The number 7 movie of the year. All right, let's play the game. It's 2002. What are the top 6, Henry?
2002. All right. Lord of the Rings?
That is number 2. The Two Towers.
Yeah.
I still don't know how they got away with calling a movie The Two Towers less than a year after 9/11.
Wow. I never thought of that. 2002, we were also plagued with another Star Wars, weren't we?
That is number 3, Attack of the Clones.
Okay, I'm doing well.
Yeah.
2002. Well, I know it's not Gangs in New York. I know it's not Red Dragon. I know it's not 25th Hour. I don't know, man. Those
25th Hour. Yeah,
that made $1.
Yeah.
That made like $1.50. That made 25th Hour made what I paid for it. That my admission ticket. Yeah.
Didn't we say already that made less money than Jason X?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Tell me.
Okay, number 6 was Signs.
Oh, okay. All right.
Number 5 was My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Sure.
Number 4, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, then Attack of the Clones and Two Towers. And number 1, Spider-Man.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
We're not nominating Austin Powers movies for Oscars anymore, but Mike Myers did win the Best Comedic Performance MTV Movie Award.
I'm glad you keep track of that.
Yeah. And how about MGM suing them for the title?
Oh, yeah, I read about that. Right. Yeah, what the fuck, man? That's funny.
Do you know what the settlement was?
Yes, include a trailer for Die Another Day.
Yeah.
That's the greatest settlement I've ever heard of.
Yeah, just promote our movie. It's okay.
Yeah, promote our awful fucking James Bond movie, and we'll let it go.
Yeah, Die Another Day, Invisible Car. That is a terrible movie.
It's the... What do I want to do? I want to say it's the... Yeah, I think that time eons ago when you and me ranked all 20,000 Bond movies, I believe that was my worst. I think it's the worst. I put it above.
Moonraker is my least favorite.
It's worse than Moonraker to me.
Moonraker, by the way, heavily parodied in Spy Who Shagged Me. We didn't say
Yeah.
that. Yeah. They're in space at the end of that movie. Whatever.
Who could care?
Yeah.
I stole your catchphrase.
You did. Goldmember. So it starts off with a big set piece, right? There's a movie within the movie called Austin Pussy. Clever. So Spielberg's directing this movie, and he plays himself.
Yeah, by the way, can I say right off the bat?
Yeah.
That's the best part of the movie.
Maybe.
Yep, it is.
Yeah.
You put Tom Cruise in an opening sequence, and then follow it with the rest of that. You got me.
Tom Cruise is playing Austin. Kevin Spacey as Dr. Evil. The only funny part to me was Danny DeVito as Mini-Me.
Gwyneth Paltrow playing
a character named Dixie Enormous, and
right.
that's that I think shows you what a problem female characters are in the Austin Powers movies, where they can't even. There's no female character memorable enough for Gwyneth Paltrow to be parodying. They had to create a new character.
That's a good point.
Yeah. They couldn't have her play like Elizabeth Hurley because no one gives a shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Goldmember.
Yeah. So then there's like an opening credit sequence that's also very high budget. They use the backlot set from Singin' in the Rain. We see Quincy Jones conducting an orchestra. Britney Spears shows up because she's got a song on the soundtrack because it's 2002.
Right.
Later in the movie, Mini-Me hits on her.
Yeah.
Then we cut to a party at Austin's house. He's hitting on twin Asian sisters named Fook Me and Fook You.
Yeah.
I just want to kill myself.
Yeah. The racism there is great too because
it's racism and sexism fighting over which holds prominence.
The racism though also takes a turn, which I don't know if you've even thought about this, but like he crosses off on his like bucket list like sex with Japanese twins.
Yeah.
Even though their names are like Korean. Did you notice that?
Yeah, but they're dressed like Japanese Harajuku girls.
Right, but like what the fuck, Mike Myers? Like what are you doing, man? Like you could at least write I'm like giving him the benefit of the doubt here. Like at least cross off sex with Korean twins or something. Like but what he's killing a lot of birds with one stone in that joke.
Henry, this is a guy, Mike Myers, who tried to launch a Japanese character on Saturday Night Live, you might recall.
Oh.
And when there was backlash against it because it was horribly racist, he didn't understand why.
Yeah, well, he's Canadian. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
Canadians are better people than us, Henry.
That's a good point. Fucking
They're
A.
supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah, you can say it. Go ahead. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Well, they're puzzled right now. They're puzzled.
Aren't we all? I mean, there's... this movie. There's a lot of flashbacks. Okay, so this is a third Austin Powers movie, and I talked about this during Scream, where by the third movie in a series, a lot of times the writers have run out of ideas, and so what we do is we create a mythology. So in this movie, we get flashbacks to Austin and Dr. Evil going to grade school together.
Right.
So they've known each other for that long, and then later in the movie, we meet Michael Caine as Austin's dad in this movie.
Yeah, God bless him.
Not the worst movie he's ever been in.
No.
And we find out that Dr. Evil and Austin are brothers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I forgot about all that stuff. And when I watched it, and it was still stupid, not funny, not it's supposed to be revelatory. Who cares?
I mean, it's not. It's just a joke, but
Right, Silence of the Lambs references, which is kind of weird.
The premise of the movie is they change things up. Austin catches Dr. Evil in the first act before he's done anything. And Dr. Evil goes to jail. And then he's basically Hannibal Lecter. And Austin has to go back in time to the 70s and fight a new villain named Goldmember, also played by Mike Myers. And he's working with the Austin Powers girl in this movie, Beyonce, who's only 20 years old when they shot this.
I saw that.
Yeah, and Austin,
which is nice later.
And Austin says they dated together. They dated 8 years ago, so she was 12. I don't know if Beyonce's supposed to be playing older or something, but it's weird. And
I like that when she flirts with Michael Caine. Michael Caine at the time, 72 years old. So, 50 years older than Beyonce.
Sure.
Huh, why not? I think you got a massive problem when your villain is terrible and not funny.
Henry, the flop sweat on this performance. I mean, he's just trying anything to make this character funny, and nothing works. It's an awful, weird Dutch accent, because he used up all his ideas. He's like, I already did British guy, Lorne Michaels impression, and Scottish guy. I don't have a third character. Is Goldmember just going to be Wayne?
Right. You know what he reminded me of, Goldmember? He reminded me of, like, when Robin Williams would be on, like, The Tonight Show and would do an impression of something that wasn't that funny.
But he'd do it for, like, 2 seconds because he's got to get to the next impression.
Exactly.
Mike Myers is stuck doing this guy the entire movie.
Exactly. That's exactly where I was going.
He's tearing skin off of himself and
it
eating
is
it.
Revolting. I mean, how much more revolting than Fat Bastard can you get? And you do.
It's just nothing. It's so poorly conceived.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know what this character's supposed to be.
I was thinking that when I was watching it. Like, I was thinking, like, when they were sitting around the table, they being Mike Myers by himself, what was he thinking that, like, would be the catch here? Or, like, you know, the joke. Like, you're right. Like, there's just absolutely emptiness. There's nothing funny in concept or delivery. I mean, I don't even know. I just don't get it.
He thinks pronouncing the word father as faja is the funniest fucking thing in the world.
And tight as toit.
Yeah, he keeps calling people tight for no reason.
Well, did you read how he came up with this guy?
Yeah, he was watching an episode of Real Sex on HBO, and there was like a guy who ran a sex dungeon from the Netherlands or something. And he thought it was really funny, and so he's like doing an impression of this random guy he saw on late night cable.
Right. Not enough to get you through an entire movie.
No, he's in a lot of scenes.
Yeah. Too many.
It's still a better performance than Beyonce's.
I don't agree with that.
Okay.
I thought like with Heather Graham, I thought going into it, I was like, oh boy, she's fine.
She just lacks any charisma, which is so weird because it's fucking Beyonce.
I don't know if I agree with that. I think she's given no material to work with, and I mean she's okay, man. She's okay. Please. She is so not the worst part of this movie that it's just like, you know, I mean, even Seth Green is just I don't like the turn they take with him at all.
They make Seth Green who's Scott Evil. So in the first 2 movies, he's sort of this 90s stereotype that, you know, is like rebelling against his father, and he's basically playing like a character from My So-Called Life or something. And and in this movie, he wants to be part of the family, so he becomes like even eviler than Dr. Evil. And so Dr. Evil shuns Mini-Me, and Mini-Me becomes a mini Austin Powers for a while.
Yeah, not a good idea.
No.
I liked Scott Evil as just being like who he was already. It was a completely unnecessary, as you would say, heel turn. I didn't like it.
It was a heel turn.
Yeah, right.
And Mike Myers has said if they ever do a fourth Austin Powers movie, Dr. Evil is going to be the protagonist and Seth Green's going to be the villain.
Yeah, I saw that.
That wouldn't be good.
Nope.
Yeah, so that's Goldmember. Do you have anything else?
I got a superhero character.
Wait, we got to talk about more shit. Hang on.
I know, but I don't know what to say, man. This is just a very tough franchise to cover for us because it's just so bad, and it's a comedy, and it's not funny. And
you want some product placement?
Sure,
okay.
But I can still do a superhero count. Doesn't mean we're wrapping up. I mean,
okay. You want to do your superhero count? Because I think I got you with this movie.
Ooh.
I think I got you on superhero count.
Uh-oh. Oh, boy. I'm excited. All right. Well, obviously, we're not... Again, I'm not carrying over the carryovers.
I'm going to wreck you.
Oh, no. All right. Well, I got 2. It's okay.
I've got 4.
They're not from prior Austin Powers movies?
Nope.
Fuck. I hate you. All right. Fine. All right. I got Gwyneth Paltrow from Iron Man.
Uh-huh.
I got Kevin Spacey from Superman Returns.
Yeah. That's it?
That's all I got.
Those aren't even 2 of the 4 that I have.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah.
You stop it now. All right, go ahead.
Okay, you ready?
Oh, no. Are these real?
Yes. There are 2 actors from the TV show Heroes in this film.
That's not a superhero.
That is a superhero.
No, it's not.
That's a superhero TV show.
No, it's not. Heroes does not count.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
We've counted it in past movies.
No, we did not. It has to be DC or Marvel or some form of that. It's not. We did not count that because you brought up Heroes another episode. That does not count, my friend. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, I'll say Masioka from Heroes, who's playing a character named Hero in Heroes, shows up when they're doing that weird Godzilla parody and they're talking about copyright law. He breaks the fourth wall. There's a lot of fourth wall breaking in this movie.
That's a good point.
Yeah, like way more than the first 2. And Greg Grunberg shows up as well at one point.
He is...
During the scene, they do the exact same bit as in the first movie where Dr. Evil's spaceship looks like a dick and balls.
Yeah.
In this movie, what is it? His spaceship looks like boobs or something, or a satellite.
I don't know.
And so they do the same bit, and Greg Grunberg's one of those guys.
No, but who is Greg Grunberg in your superhero world?
Oh, he's also in Heroes.
Oh, okay. And who are your other 2?
Okay, the actress who plays Fook Mi.
Yeah.
She's in The Green Hornet.
That counts.
That counts? Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you. And the actor who plays young Austin Powers in the flashbacks is in both Winter Soldier and Civil War.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
What is he in those?
He's like a S.H.I.E.L.D. tech guy.
Wow. Okay, that's a great catch.
Thank you.
All right, yeah. And I'll give you the Green Hornet, even though that's borderline.
Oh, God, that's a fucking superhero movie.
Yeah, all right. So, no. You got Green Hornet and you got Captain America. Those other 2 don't fucking count. But, yeah, okay. All right. Wow. So that kid is in... that kid's actually pretty funny. He's good in this. Like, his impression of Austin Powers... That's how fucking desperate I was in this movie, like, to latch on. I was like, he does a pretty good Austin Powers impression.
Sure.
I almost wondered if they overdubbed him. Like, was that Mike Myers' voice?
See, I think sometimes it was, and sometimes
Oh, really?
It wasn't. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I wonder that because do you know what they did in this fucking movie?
I don't know.
In one of the flashbacks, we see Michael Caine.
Oh, yeah.
And
right.
they gave him, like, young guy makeup to play young Nigel Powers, Austin's dad. And... in the shots where you see him from behind or from a distance, that is Scott Aukerman, the host of Comedy Bang Bang.
I read that he was in this, and I didn't understand.
Because you never see his face and you never hear him. Okay. Scott Aukerman has talked about this on the Comedy Bang Bang podcast, where he got a part. He found out he was going to be playing young Austin's dad in Austin Powers 3. He was psyched because that's a big role for him, right?
Sure. Sure.
And all he had done before this was Mr. Show on HBO.
Right.
And then he shot all these scenes, and then he goes to see the movie. He like tells his family and friends that he's in this movie. And you get to see his back, and you see him from afar. If you look very closely in this really wide shot of him going to pee, like walking out of his car to take a piss, you see Scott Aukerman's face. If you look very closely.
Oh my God! Wow.
Yeah, but
okay.
But then when every close up, it's just Michael Caine in young makeup.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't. Okay. All right. Well, that explains that then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Scott Aukerman, love you.
Yeah, one of my heroes.
Oh yeah, great.
He's in my superhero count as being one of my heroes.
That's as valid as your other one.
He's also written some Spider-Man comics. Does that count?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Really? No, it doesn't. But I didn't know that.
Or maybe not Spider-Man. Deadpool. He's written some Deadpool.
Has he really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. How about that? Might have written Spider-Man too. Whatever. Anyway, this movie.
Yeah.
Here's some product placement. When Dr. Evil's in jail, Frau brings him Taco Bell.
Yep.
Yeah. Everyone's talking on Motorola telephones.
There's a BlackBerry placement too, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Austin, at one point, he unplugs a fountain of a little boy pissing, and so he has to piss, but he can't pee. So he has to drink some water to get himself to pee. Holds up a big Aquafina bottle to the camera.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. At one point, Mini-Me opens Austin's hotel refrigerator. All that's in there is Heineken's and Pepsi Twists. Do you remember the Pepsi Twist?
I don't.
That was a failed soda that Pepsi tried that had a hint of lemon in it.
Like Pepsi Clear?
What's that?
You don't remember Clear Pepsi?
Oh, Crystal Pepsi.
Crystal Pepsi? Yeah.
It's not like Crystal Pepsi. Crystal Pepsi was just...
No, but I mean, like, it's another, like, yeah. Like,
hey, they brought back Crystal Pepsi recently.
Ugh.
Yeah. But Pepsi Twist was just sort of like, hey, is it too much of a hassle to squeeze some lemon in your soda? This tastes like artificial lemon.
Oof.
It tastes sort of like if you put like a lemon moist towelette in your soda.
Tasty.
Yeah, it just tastes like lemon soap or something.
Get in my belly.
Oh, God. It's a baby! Speaking of fat bastard, at the end of the movie, we see him and he's thin. And Austin's like, what happened? You're so thin now. And he's like, I went on the Subway diet like Jared. And he's holding a big Subway sandwich. That joke doesn't hold up.
Whoops.
Maybe let's not reference Jared Fogle in our comedies. Because all I'm thinking about is child rape.
Yeah, I bet they would like to go back and edit that part out. Ooh. Boy.
Mike Myers probably gives that guy the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, man. Oh, I'd like to think not. Oh.
Okay. I love Mike Myers trying to do a rap parody.
Ugh.
You heard a little bit of it at the beginning of this movie. I mean, the beginning of this podcast.
Right.
Yeah, he performs Jay-Z's Hard Knock Life, an amazing song. And he's in jail. And while he's performing that song, he is wearing a Tupac Shakur bandana. Mm-hmm. Do you think he knew that was from two different rappers? Or did you think he was just like, rap? I'm going to do everything I know about rap.
Yep.
Which is that they sample Hard Knock Life and that guy wears a bandana. I
actually had that thought during that sequence. I was like, that's Mike Myers not knowing anything about rap and just doing rap.
I'm surprised he didn't get more flack for wearing a Tupac bandana while performing a Jay-Z song like only a couple years after the end of the East Coast West Coast wars, which Jay-Z and Tupac were on opposite sides of.
You think Mike Myers knew about that?
No, he didn't, but I still think like I would think like anyone who knows anything about hip hop going to see this movie in 2002 would be uncomfortable watching that.
Yeah. It's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jay-Z and Tupac did not get along.
Oh, God, what a movie. What a movie. I don't really have many. I'm trying to look at my notes here and seeing
Nathan Lane showed
I got
up.
nothing, man. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
by the way, that
right.
song ends with Mike Myers saying "fashizzle my nizzle," which don't.
Yeah.
Dr. Evil has a submarine that looks like himself, and at one point it farts, and we cut inside, and Dr. Evil describes his submarine as being long, hard, and full of semen.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. There's a Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon parody because it's 2002.
Right.
With
yeah,
that bastard.
Right. That was also not funny. Yeah, everything exits Dr. Evil's submarine through the ass.
Yeah, of course.
Many times, not just once. Yeah. Repeat joke. Over and over again. Yeah.
Oh, I liked at the end of the movie, John Travolta plays Goldmember.
Yeah.
That's weird.
John.
Travolta, by the way, and Cruz in this movie. Do you think... Who's the Scientologist involved in the making of Austin Powers and Goldmember?
Wow, that's a great point.
Yeah.
I guess they were approved, right?
Jay,
they were allowed.
Is Jay Roach a Scientologist?
Oh boy, I don't know.
Let's look it up.
Jay Roach. I can't imagine Jay Roach is a Scientologist. No.
Why not?
No, I can't imagine. I have no reason. I don't know. His political movies are a little bit. Seem like everyone who's a Scientologist they fall under some kind of umbrella, and they always seem to have rules. And by the way, a little quick rec. I'm sure you agree with me. That documentary on HBO, Going Clear. If you haven't seen it, folks, great documentary.
Scientology and the Prison of Belief.
Yeah, great documentary.
Yeah.
You looking up Jay Roach?
Yeah. By the way, I found out how because remember Jay Roach had like barely any credits before doing the first Austin Powers movie.
Yeah.
I found out how he got the job.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
How about this? Jay Roach. So the first time Mike Myers ever did the Austin Powers character, it was at local like comedy clubs. He would perform in this band called Ming T.
Yeah.
And you could see the band in the interstitial sequences
of
these movies. Matthew Sweet is on guitar. And the band also has Susanna Hoffs from the Bangles.
Okay.
Who I love. Eternal Flame is one of my 20 favorite songs of all time.
Okay.
And Susanna Hoffs from the Bangles is married to Jay Roach.
Oh.
And so that's how Mike Myers met Jay Roach.
Oh. Nicely done.
Thank
right.
you.
Yeah. Wow. All right. I assume he's not a Scientologist, right? You found it by now.
I could not find anything about Scientology under his shit. So probably not.
And actually, I hate to say this, but technically, oh boy. Yeah, no, John Travolta gets the superhero count.
What? Wait, because he's in the fucking Punisher movie?
Yep.
Yeah.
It counts.
Yeah, it does.
So you got John Travolta, Gwyneth Paltrow, Robert Downey Jr., and the really good one you had.
Fook Me and young Austin Powers.
Right. Fook Me.
Oh, wait, I got another one.
Oh, no.
Michael Caine, Alfred.
Holy shit.
In the fucking Nolan Batman movies.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Wow. How the hell did we both not even think of that?
That's right, son.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's the most obvious one. Oh my God. I love that I got Kevin Spacey from Superman Returns.
I got Fook Me.
But we both missed the Alfred. Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Big superhero counts then. That brings, like, for these 3 movies, the grand total is like fucking 12 or something. My lord.
That's right.
Wow. Wow. Well, Michael Caine is my MVP in this movie. Yeah, because
he's not good.
nope, but there's nothing else to get. So he was at least Michael Caine.
Well, this movie's a 1, right? We've already established that.
It's a 1. My LVP's Mike Myers.
Yeah, mine too.
Across the
my
board.
MVP. For fuck's sake. I mean,
I know.
I'll go with Seth Green. I don't like what they did to his character, but I think Seth Green commits to it and is charming as always.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I'm giving Michael Caine for the shot they show of him in the Ipcris file.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the best part of the movie.
There's
showing another movie.
Yeah, one of the best parts of The Spy Who Shagged Me is when Austin turns on In Like Flint and he says, "Hey, In Like Flint, that's my favorite movie."
Yep.
That kind of made me laugh.
Yeah, anytime we can go to another movie within this movie. Yeah.
Yeah, but it just makes you want to watch that.
Yeah, I know.
We could do those Flint movies.
Oh, there are a few of them?
Yeah, there's Our Man Flint.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Who's in those?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's like a real major actor plays Flint.
I don't know. I don't remember.
James Coburn.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Academy Award winner.
Yeah, all right. For Affliction, right?
That's right.
Great movie.
Yeah, very good. All right, you want to wrap up?
Yeah, man. Yeah.